Hi, welcome back to another episode of Coldstream Rod Shop. I'm Derek Fraser. In this week's video, we're going to work on a 33 Ford Coupe. Last week we worked on the transmission tunnel, finally finishing kind of the metal work off on that. That was a little bit of back and forth trying to get a clear fit for my foot between the brake pedal and the gas pedal. Happy with that now. So we're going to pull that metal out. We're going to put a coat of black paint on it, get it back in. Next up, kind of on the list of many things to do for this project, I'm going to sort out some of the wiring, run some wires to the back. The owner has picked up a whole bunch of parts he'll be bringing to me. We've got to fit the radiator and the grill shell. I think we might do that on this episode, but just kind of go through what was done, because like what I'd said before, we built the chassis on this. It went back to the owner. He put the body on. Him and his friend did some work onto it, and he just doesn't have the time at the moment to do some of the rest of the work. So he asked us if we could do some more of the finished work. Ideally, I think the plan with this is to try and get it running and driving, but we'll just keep going, doing basically all of the things he wants us to do. Then over on the 27T Coupe, I don't know if we'll get to that this week because I didn't promise I would get anything done, but the number one thing on that is basically assess the doors, see if we can get the doors opening and shutting and get them hinged, because the hinges aren't in there right now, but he brought a box of hinges with it. This particular body he had, and he got doors from somebody else, and anyways, it's I did a lot of cabinet work in years gone by, did a lot of work on cars hanging doors, so this kind of should be right up my alley to hang these doors and get them opening and closing, but we'll see once we get into it. And in the Camera Ladies Roadster, pretty much we're done as far as doing work onto it now, except for now we want to go take it for those drives to get the ice cream and the drives on a sunny day and maybe go to a couple car shows, but it's driving time for the Camera Ladies Roadster. So anyways, follow along. We're still working on hot rods here at Coldstream Rod Shop. So today we're back working on a 33 Coupe. One of the things I needed to do, as I said before, was take all the sheet metal out and paint it up. Took all the panels out yesterday. It was a nice warm day. Got them all coated with a couple coats of trim clad black paint. That's what the owner wanted me to do. Over on the clutch pedal, I needed to make, or brake pedal it is, I needed to make a little more clearance, so we did that. Down on the transmission itself, the linkage, there was a bolt. We had to replace that with a, it was just basically in place just to kind of set things up. So we put a new 5/16 bolt and a locking washer onto it. So toddied that up a bit. Over there, previously the headlight wires were going down through the access panel here for the master cylinder. I preferred to put it up there, off on the side, kind of like what we did up in this corner, so that you're not stepping on as few wires as possible, especially on the driver's side where you're going to see the most traffic. Passenger can also, push on wires as well, but I mean, it's the driver that's using his feet, moving them the most. So I kind of want to have my wires out to the sides if I can, or down through the floor and completely out of the way. Anyway, that's taken care of. On the front of the car, one of the things we're trying to make this look like old hot roddy. Just got some red oxide primer, primed up the area where we had actually opened it up for clearance for the distributor cap. No big deal there. It's not quite matching, but it's close enough to what we want. And then the next thing I started working, and the wiring, because I rerouted the wiring to go through the further up on the floor, I had to rerun the wires here for the front headlights. Got that all in place. That's all good. A few tiny things like plugging up some of the plugs on the water pump. There's a temperature sending unit. We've got that in. There was another plug for here. We've got that plugged up. I still have to solve this problem here. We've got to cap this off. If that comes out of the
intake manifold fine, then we can put a plug there, but that's another plug that was for the heater. That's going to be plugged up eventually. Now the radiator, my friend bought this radiator, I don't know how long ago, off of eBay for a 34 Ford. I kind of got it mocked in place here right now, some holes drilled, but I'm beginning to see a problem here. The radiator is actually twisted quite significantly. So relative to the bottom of the top, not sure if we can straighten that out, if we're going to get another one at this stage, but that's one of the things that, you pick up all your old parts and, buy stuff with the best of intention, and I'll put it on later and come to find out things aren't what they appeared to be. So I don't know if you can see it from the camera, but if I go like this, and then I go up like that, I think that'll illustrate how much it's twisted. It's probably twisted 3/4 of an inch. Maybe we can put the bottom of the radiator in a wooden vise and then make a wooden cradle or something to try and twist it back, but I'm not really so sure. So got to solve that problem. That kind of puts us at a standstill there. The other thing was radiator hoses. Now, in a previous episode, I gave you the radiator hoses to put a Y block in a 32 Ford. So this is not a 32 Ford. So my friend went and bought the same hoses. This outlet here is actually physically lower and then more over to the center. So we can't use that same hose that we previously had used on a 32 Ford because it's actually not long enough. So this was the one, it was Gates 20276. Works on a 32 Ford, but unfortunately it doesn't come down far enough here on a 34 Ford. It's actually going to come a little lower. So I found a Dayco part number. I'm going to order it. We're going to see if that works. The upper hose, which was what we had used before, the Dayco 70344, I'm quite certain I can make that work because it's coming out. I just have to cut it to fit on this top one, but short term, unfortunately, that radiator, I'm going to talk to my friend tomorrow, see what he wants to do. I don't want to go twisting the radiator without his permission. Don't know if we can twist it back, but I don't think that we can use it as is. Might have to look for another solution on it. Well, spoke to my friend about the radiator. A little disappointed, but I guess this is what you get when you buy some of the Chinese-made radiators from eBay. He asked me if I would try and straighten it out. This is my concoction for trying to straighten it out. Aluminum doesn't like to be bent and bent back, so we're going to try and bend it a little bit. Tends to work harden, and if you overbend it and bend it back, a lot of times you crack things. So I got to be really gentle with this thing. So I concocted this up with a bunch of 2x4s and my F-clamps from the wood shop. I think I have taken most of the bend out of it, essentially applying pressure here, and then I was using the wood stump there as a pivot point because I was lifting up the metal bench. I put the level on it front and back. We're going to take it apart and see if I've got some of the bend out of it. If we got most of it out, it's a win. If we got none of it out, well, I don't really know what to do, but this is my try. Sometimes you have to make things fit. Sometimes you have to risk breaking them if you don't have any other way of fixing them, but we'll see. We'll see in a couple seconds if I've succeeded with this attempt. Well, I think I got most of it. The rest of it I think I can adjust by maybe oblonging the holes out a little bit, but compared to what it was before, I'm thinking that's pretty darn close. And then we're actually sitting almost parallel with the firewall. So, like I said, I don't want to move the aluminum too much. because I've not had good luck with bending aluminum. Once you bend it, and if you anneal the area that you're working with, then you can rebend it and stuff. But most of this stuff is made with lower grade aluminum, so I'm reluctant to try and bend aluminum too much. Like I said, I've cracked a lot of stuff, so I think that this is going to be as close as we're going to get. I don't really want to go any further. I think we're really close, so we're going to put her in this way, I think.
Well, run out of time this week at Coldstream Rod Shop. It's a bit of a short video, kind of only worked on a couple things on the 33 Ford. I did get started on the T Coupe, but I'll cover that next week. Just started it kind of thing, so like I said, I won't cover that this week, but we're waiting on a lot of parts. We have some of the parts to work on the 33 Coupe, just waiting for a couple more that should come in the next day or so. Then we should be able to get moving on the steering column and some of the wiring. Should be getting the hood in play. The hood, I think tomorrow. That way I'll know whether or not I put the grill shell in the right place. Kind of can just go off of what I saw on the instructions as to where it goes. As far as how much it's tilted to or from the firewall, I need a hood to kind of do that. So anyways, sorry about that. A little bit short this week, but that's the way it goes. We did get out in the camera lady's Roadster a couple times. Like I said, we didn't film her driving it, but she did drive it. It is her car. So anyway, that's it for this week at Coldstream Rod Shop. Please like, share, tag, and subscribe. Come on back next week and see what we're working on. Everybody take care. Here we are. The camera lady and I are going to go to our first impromptu car meet up at Gia's Dairy Treat. It's a little place we go to on Wednesday night. This is kind of a deja vu thing because we did this with the 32 pickup 4 or 5 years ago. It didn't go so well, so we're a little anxious. Not saying that the same thing's going to happen to us with this one, but we've had the car up and down the road a few times, got 63 miles on it. Now we're going to go to our first official car show. Once we get 100 miles onto it, the camera lady is going to drive it herself. We're just running the bugs out of it and making sure everything's all cool. So follow along.